Here you see the fastenings for each of the window panels. Awful lot of M1 screws to carefully position. The next shot is just of the an early installation of the window panels in the cupola, but without any of the fixings. So this is sizing and just getting an idea of the clarity of the polycarbonate window panels. And here's one fractionally to the right. Um, Again, pretty good as regards deformation and artifacts from the vacuum form on the perspex. So well worthwhile spending a lot of time on polishing and sanding the mold. Here's one that's half left. Again, showing the clarity, and you can compare the slot where the guns go through to the panel just to the left of it. And then finally, here comes a sort of overall shot from external, from half right, and then another one shortly, which will cover the straight ahead, which is coming up about now. Yeah, very time consuming to build. I seriously should have made this cupola as one single pull, including the top and side windows. I made a lot of work for myself doing it this way. So next time I'll do better on that. Coming up are some pictures of the front turret cupola, which is now complete and installed on the turret mechanism beneath. This is secured by 2 feet at the front, which the front of the cupola engages on, and a couple of screws at the back, which go down through the cupola structure and then through the alloy plate beneath. Here's a look from the right, and as you can see, it completely changes the appearance of the model once the perspex is on. Quite gratifyingly, the paint flaked off the acid etched brass work in a very realistic fashion, so it just happened naturally in the course of building the thing. And then finally we'll move on to a video which sort of describes all the processes which were involved in this. Good afternoon all. I hope you can hear me over the racket that the birds are making in the hedge outside. Lots of progress here at the moment. This is a mostly complete pull that you saw being made in the previous film, and the last week's project has been cutting these up to make the window panels for the cupolas. So this is the rear turret cupola, and you see this is not held in at all at the moment. It's just held in by spit and hope. But yeah, sizing these has been an interesting project. I found actually the best way, if I move that out of the way, is to use Tamiya masking tape to sort of lay it over the pull where I think it needs to be, and then to make lots of measurements with a vernier gauge of the distance between the edges of the masking tape and the similar distances on the cupola proper, sort of measuring here to here. I just keep rejigging that masking tape until they both are a little bit bigger than correct. So having got the cut it out slightly oversize, I can then trim that and just keep fitting it until it fits happily. So in the words of Blue Peter, here's one I prepared earlier. This is the front turret, the cupola of which is done. Let's get this sat correctly, and I'll just give you a sort of walk around that now. So if we come up, you've got the guns and the front panel, and then the little windows here. Let's just cover the tops of the slots and the ventilators. The brass strap that I had acid etched by Hodder and out, Grange and Hodder rather, is all bolted in. I didn't prime it, I just painted it with regular matte paint, which in the course of fitting and refitting and unfitting and so on has knocked a bit of paint off, but actually this is exactly the effect you get on the real turrets, although the real turrets are alloy strap rather than brass. I couldn't get brass done because I couldn't get alloy done because they couldn't acid etch the alloy, so they only work in brass. But as you can see, it's really set off the interior detail within the turret. Now looks beautifully muddled and compact, which is the real, the same as the real thing. If I put that down now, this might be slightly out of position, but hopefully, yeah, there we go. So that all still works, and the eventual aim will be to have the camera, I'll turn this around now, mounted sort of a little bit further back than there, and without the zoom. So you'll have and as you can see from the, if you look through the slot to the left, you can see there's very little deformation optically as you go from the open slot to the pulled cover, so I'm quite pleased with that. That's all that time and effort. Sanding the mould has worked really well. Yeah, so the whole point eventually is to be able to film from the inside out. Quite how I'm going to conceal the camera, I don't know. New bits of these ventilators, by the way, axial ventilators, which were in there to help get rid of fumes from the after the guns had fired. On the rear turret, late war rear turrets of course had quite large pieces cut out from the perspex, especially to the front, and that was because of icing and frosting occurring from condensation that froze on the inside of the turrets. So the poor gunners were forever scrubbing that stuff off. So in the end they had these clear vision panels, obviously not for the front turret but for the rear turret. It's well worth doing. So there you are. Many thanks to Helimag Ken, who has now dispatched the bowl which goes underneath this front turret. So that means that hopefully within a week or two I'll have both turrets completed and they can be sorted away for installation on the model at a later stage. I'll probably make a cover or something for them so to keep all the dust out of them. So there you go. I'm seriously considering releasing this as probably a glue together kit rather than a bolt together kit. But it's going to have to be, I think, injection moulded rather than 3D printed, because the price of the making them individually out of nylon is just astronomical. I'd be interested to hear from anyone who would like to build this, one or two of these as a kit, as to what sort of price you might be prepared to pay for it as a kit or as a commission build. If it's done as a commission build, then of course I can bolt it together, which does add a lot of nice detail. Anyway, there you go, something to think about. Not for the faint-hearted, this. It's not easy to make, which is partly my fault, but the end result's quite gratifying. Oh, there you go. Catch you another day.